त्वमेव विद्या द्राविडं त्वमेव
Hey everybody, welcome back to my channel. In today's video, I wanted to share a special moment between my family and I. I recently had my yearly puja or my Jhandi. Basically, this is a Hindu prayer service that Guyanese or Caribbean people will usually have in their homes. And this right here is just a simple Thanksgiving service, just to give thanks for all of the great things that happened during the year, the good times, and to pray for just good things to happen in the future. So I want to share with you guys the food as well as the actual prayer service with you guys, so please keep on watching. And before I get into the video, I just wanted to give a big shout out to Sensational Sounds Entertainment. Very talented group of guys with their songs, their instrument playing and whatnot, so make sure you check them out if you have puja or a wedding. So the day before the puja, we were cleaning the house, we were getting everything prepared, we cut up the pumpkin, prepared our seasonings, and all of that kind of stuff to cook the food. And the night before the puja, I went ahead and I made my mithai, my soft and my crunchy mithai, to put in the Parsad bags. Whenever I do my pujas or my family has their pujas, I always like to make things a little more special, and I always make the colored version of the mithai where you layer the different colors. I just think it looks a little better, and your guests will definitely be impressed if you put those in your Parsad bags. And once you put all the layers together and you squeeze the sides and you make sure that it's all stuck together, you can go ahead and roll it out just like you're rolling any type of regular mithai, and then you cut it up into your desired shapes, either some diamonds or some triangles. And look how beautiful they look on the inside.
Good job, Shiva.
Thanks, Mawa. Put it more on.
I'm recording this.
It's been 30 seconds. I think I left the room on the table. Oh,
Look at that.
Mala, can you go get the
cooked
headband?
mithai.
And the shirt.
The cover for
This is crunchy mithai.
What for what?
Stuff like this.
You recording?
Yeah.
Your toe or you're gonna break your toe?
And after I finished frying all of my regular fat or soft mithai, I went ahead and started mixing my crunchy mithai. This mixture is very simple because it doesn't require any coconut, doesn't require as much butter and other items. It's mostly just flour and some spices and some milk. So I'm just going to keep on mixing that, and you guys are going to see me rolling it out nice and thin, cutting it into those long strips, frying it, and then I'll show you guys as we're coating both mithais with the sugar syrup. And here's where things start to get exciting. Once that mithai is done frying, you got to make that sugar syrup, also known as the pag, and then you start to toss it all over the mithai until a nice crystallized sugary layer forms on the outside. This right here is the home stretch. They're almost done, and I'm going to show you guys the final product. And if you guys would like to see some in-depth videos on how I make this colored mithai as well as how I make my crunchy mithai, make sure you go ahead and check them out on my channel.
What are you making out of, Sutra?
My pera. And sweet rice.
So fast forward to the next morning, we started bright and early. We started cooking all of our 7 curry as well as all of the sweets. So the first 2 things that we put on was the pera and the sweet rice. As you guys can see, Auntie Chitra is taking care of that right now. And Grammy is chopping up our bhaji. We use a combination of mustard bhaji as well as some of the frozen spinach. You can use whatever combination you like. I just like to use a little bit of fresh in there because I love the flavor that it gives. As you guys can see, the sweet rice came out beautiful and creamy and sweet. Just by the looks of it pouring into that pot, you know it was going to be good. And of course, when we ate it, it was so delicious. And by the time we were done making our sweet rice and chipping up our bhaji, Auntie Chitra had finished making all of the pera. The pera came together in almost no time. Once you use a big size pot, it'll boil very, very quick. And as you guys can see, we have about over 100 pieces of pera, and that is only from using 3 cans of evaporated milk. You don't need more than that. This is a lot of pera as it is. The next thing that Auntie Chitra is mixing up here is her rot. Now, rot is something that you'd make whenever you have a Jhandi or a puja. and it's an offering to Lord Hanuman, who's the god of strength, the god of perseverance, and this is his favorable offering that we usually make for him. At least in Guyanese and Trini households, this is what's made for him. So Auntie Chitra mixed the flour, the ghee, the sugar, and she put in the raisins, and whenever I make rot, I like to put cherries. That's why it looks so pink. I like the color that it gives and the flavor that it gives. And we're just streaming in a little bit of milk at a time until it comes together into a nice soft dough. And once the dough for the rot came together, we went ahead and started separating them into balls, and Auntie Chitra is just flattening them out. You don't want to make them too thin, because if you make them too thin, they turn like a cracker and get too hard, and you don't want them too thick or else they never really cook. And right here is a little snapshot of the split peas powder that I went ahead and mixed with some water and I fried. That's going to be ground up later, and it's going to be used to make laddu. Laddu is an offering that we make to Lord Ganesh, also known as the remover of obstacles. And here I am preparing the mixture to chunke my dal. Now here is some garlic, it has some jeera, and that oil, it's sizzling away. I'm just waiting for everything to get nice and dark. And I went in with a couple of pieces of chopped scallions just because I like the taste that it gives, and it adds a nice little brightness to it. And once you mix it up a little bit, you're going to go ahead and pour that into your dal and hear that beautiful sizzle. Now you saw on the inside, you saw some of the sweets as well as the dal being cooked. At this point, Grammy is starting off on our pumpkin as well as our katahar curry. So all she has in these pans is some garlic, some onions, as well as some scallions going for the pumpkin, and she's going to be adding in a little bit of pepper. And then for the katahar, she's going to be adding in her curry paste into that mixture of aromatics of the onions and the scallions, and she's going to fry that up really well. And after all of those seasonings fried up very well and the curry paste for the katahar cooked down, we added in the pumpkin into the pot and we added in the katahar into the pot. Whenever we do puja, we always find it very easy to have 2 to 3 curries boiling at a time, so this way everything finishes much quicker. And over here, you're going to see all of that bhaji that Grammy chopped up, and of course we put a lot of coconut milk in there, onions, hot pepper, and all of that good stuff. And over here is our aloo curry, also known as potato curry, cooking away. This is after all of those spices were fried up and then the potatoes were added in, bunjed down a little bit, and then the water was added in. We're just waiting for that water and that gravy to thicken up and for the potatoes to cook properly. You're going to see in this frame now that Grammy's working on the gurma. Now, a lot of people always say that gurma is sweet mango curry. That is not it at all. There's no curry powder in it at all. It's a totally different thing. When people make mango curry, it is different. It is more of a savory item. This right here is a dessert item that people usually make to eat with puri and sweet rice at the end of the Jhandi. That spice mixture that Grammy added in included some ground anise seeds, a lot of ground cinnamon, some fresh cinnamon sticks, as well as a little touch of masala. And we're also going to fry up some cumin seeds later and add that in. And this is after the sugar has also been added. We're just waiting for the sugar to melt and caramelize those mangoes. And once you see that the mangoes have fried down really well with the sugar and the sugar has melted and caramelized all over them, and you begin to feel it catching a little bit at the bottom, that's how you know that the mangoes are starting to cook properly. And only at that point will you go in with your boiling hot water, so this way you can make that thick gravy. And once our gurma was done, one of the last things that we made was our karhi. For anybody that doesn't know what karhi is, it is basically a curry of sorts. It's very, very light in curry taste, and it is made out of a dal gravy with pulori soaked inside of it. It's not your normal pulori because the pulori really doesn't have any flour in it, just a little bit. They're more dense than your normal pulori. But for this, Grammy does not add in any onions. The reason being is because dal is a funny thing sometimes, especially when you're making it for puja or very big events. If it's going to be sitting out before people actually get to eat it, you do not want it to spoil with the onions. So make sure you're a little bit careful about that, especially if the weather's hot outside. And usually one of the last things that we'll make is our parsad. The reason being is because we like to just finish out all of the salt food and some of the other sweets. So this way at the end, we just clean up really well, we make our parsad, and then most of the food is actually done. So inside here, we had a big karhi boiling with all of our milk. It had the milk, the sugar, some cinnamon sticks, as well as some elaichi. As you guys can see, my cousins are inside. They're stirring it up really well and watching that. Once that milk mixture was nice and hot and the ghee and the flour was brown just the way we wanted it, we're going in with all of that hot milk.
Bring a ring from the cherry.
Want me to turn?
When you get hard.
Hey, bye! You gotta put in low.
Bring a cherry.
Shift this up.
And right here is our finished parsad. We're just putting it into our foil tray and we're going to leave that to the side and all of our food is done.
Madison, look. CJ, look.
Mama Deva Deva Om Guru Brahma Guru Vishnu Guru Devo Maheshwara Guru Brahma Tasmai Shri Guruve Namaha. To my Durga, my Bhagwan Shankara, my Hanumanji, my Shri Ram Swami, the Navgrahas. Madhavaya Namah Swaha. Narayanaya Namah Swaha. Wash your hands again. Om Hastapakshalanam Samarpayami Shri Govindaya Namah. That is called a painti. The word painti means a ring. A very unique ring. No gold, no diamond. This is made out of mango leaves and is placed on this finger, and science will teach us that these two fingers, the left one and the right from both hands, these are the weakest fingers in the body. Rakshakanaadyaksha Raksha Trailokya Rakshaka Dishpam Rihana Devesha Namo Narayanaye Namaha. Om Jayanti Mangala Kali Bhadra Kali Kapalini Durga Kshama Shiva Dhatri Swaha Swadha Namostute. Please allow us the opportunity to join in our puja. All of that was preparation for puja. Like if you go on a job interview, you prepare yourself and then the interview becomes a reality. Simple puja, we clean our homes, we get all ingredients needed, we start to fast, very important. Not only preparing the physical place, but preparing the mind. This mandir, where Tere Puja Nako Bhagwan Bana Mana Mandir Alishan. Only when the mind is pure and saturated with sweet thoughts, only then your puja becomes fruitful. And hence, we make our food, our bhojan, our prasadam. We sit down, we invite everybody, and we join together in our yajna, our puja. You heard me ringing the bell and blowing the conch. Devotees have asked, why is this so important? Two reasons. Number one, it represents Vishnu Bhagavan, Shankha, Chakra, Gada, Pad, Gad, Mala. When these things are done, when the Gadiya is also, when the sound comes from it, all of this represents Vishnu. It means that Vishnu is present within your puja. And also, long ago, people didn't have, the saints and sages didn't have cell phones to call you and say, come and we puja. They didn't have text message, they didn't have email, they didn't have Snapchat. Where else, yeah? All these other devices, social media. So what they used to do, they used to blow this conch. And people would hear this sound from a vast distance, and they know that there's a yajna going on somewhere. And that was the medium for them to invite people to come. And when that sound would go, that Om, that's the invitation, Om. And he used to pull them closer and closer to where the yajnas, the pujas were being done. Hence, we have invited all. Sarvabhyam Tarasuchiti Shri Maha Sarvadeva Sarvadevi Yo Namo Namaha. Now we're going to proceed with our puja. One of the importance of having Kirtanam is the presence of Saraswati Mata when our pujas are done. It enhances the puja and it brings great joy to the heart and to the soul. So we'll do Ganapati, Gauri, Ganesh puja first. And as we do so, we'll all sing together. And whatever we're offering here today, in a nutshell, all of these are ingredients that we need in life for survival. And without them, we cannot survive. God gives us everything, and hence we're making our offerings to Him to say thank you for all the blessings of life. Gauri Ganeshaya Pujanam Bhyo Namo. Take the milk, Charanamrit. You'll offer here 3 times and then to the Murti of Ganapati. Gauri Ganeshaya Pujanam Bhyo Namo Namaham. Om Dharati Devi Narayani Jagatpati Shri Ganapati Gauri Ganeshaya Pujanam.
Shankar Sumana Vani Nandana Shankar Sumana Vani Nandana Gaye Ganapati Jagavandana Gaye Ganapati Jagavandana Shankar Sumana Vani मम देव देवा जिनके हृदय श्री राम और अपना नलियो नलियो जिनके हृदय श्री राम कोई मांगे कंचन सीताया कोई मांगे प्रभु से माया कोई मांगे कंचन सीताया कोई मांगे प्रभु से माया कोई पुण्य करे कोई दान करे कोई दान करो सो बता न करे कोई गंगा जमुना स्नान करे कोई काशी जाके जान धरे जीवन माता पिता की सेवा की बिना माता पिता की सेवा की तीरथ स्नान कियो जिनके हृदय श्री राम से महालक्ष्मी नमोस्तुते together Om Siddhi Buddhi Prade Devi Bhukti Mukti Pradayani Mantra Murti Sada Devi Mahalakshmi Namostute Kalyani Om Jai Lakshmi Kalyani सब आए शरण रे मैया आए शरण रे मैया दे दर्शन महारानी ओ रे दर्शन महारानी विश्वस्तिनायिनी श्री महालक्ष्मी देवी नारायणी नमोस्तुते तेरा पालन पाया तेरा पालन पाया मैया तेरा पालन पाया मैया तेरा पालन पाया सुनो मेरी देवी पर्वत वासिनी तेरा पालन पाया तेरा पालन पाया पर्वत वासिनी सरस्वती देवी माँ सरस्वती देवी माँ सरस्वती देवी माँ जय
जय जय सरस्वती देवी माँ जय 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 सरस्वती देवी सरस्वती देवी माँ सरस्वती देवी माँ जय 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 सरस्वती देवी माँ जय 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 सरस्वती देवी माँ चलावो सारी उतारो बोला चलावो सारी उतारो जय जय सरस्वती देवी माँ सरस्वती देवी माँ सरस्वती देवी माँ जय 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 सरस्वती देवी माँ जय 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 सरस्वती देवी माँ सरस्वती देवी माँ सरस्वती देवी माँ सरस्वती जय शुभदायिनी वरदायिनी जय शुभदायिनी वरदायिनी जय 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 माता सरस्वती जय शुभदायिनी वरदायिनी जय 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 माता सरस्वती जय शुभदायिनी वरदायिनी हंसवती पद्मासन माता
Namah Shivaya.
कर्पूरगौरं करुणावतारं संसारसारं भुजगेन्द्रहारं सदा वसन्तं हृदयारविन्दे भवं भवानी सहितं नमामि ॐ नमः शिवाय ॐ त्र्यम्बकं यजामहे सुगन्धिं पुष्टिवर्धनम् उर्वारुकमेव बन्धनात् मृत्युर्मोक्षीयमामृतात् ॐ नमः शिवाय
Jai Guru